Hey guys, back out here in my driveway working on my travel trailer frame for my tiny house build. You remember in the last video I was kind of just evaluating the frame and figuring out what I needed to do. Modeled it all in 3D and then drew up some other parts to get made. And got all my parts last Friday. But I didn't really get to work on it last weekend because it was rainy off and on. Every time I dragged the welder out here, it'd start raining. I'd have to put it back and forth, and then I finally just said the heck with it. Gotta do some this weekend. So I've got this thing kind of tacked together. So I thought I would show you what I've done to beef up this frame. Because as you recall, I was talking about how flimsy it was as a travel trailer. So I've got this thing just tacked up, and I'll kind of walk around and show you what I've added to it. Okay, if you remember, I was talking about the these little pieces right here. I'm gonna try to hold this as steady as I can. But these little pieces right here, I went ahead and cut all of those off. Like I said, this was just 12 gauge formed material. You know, that used to fasten the flooring of the camper on there. But what I did is I've replaced all that with some 2x2 by 1/8 wall tubing, and then right here, this is a 4x4 formed angle. It's just laser cut and formed, and I've got a bunch of 9/16 holes in it so that I can, once the subfloor is on there, I can put some big lag bolts in that and hold the floor down. You can see I got them on all four sides. So I've got this piece right here, I guess is about 75 inches or so. Then you've got the opening for the wheels, and then you can see I've got the rest of another piece here. This piece I think is about 4 foot. The travel trailer was 16 feet long roughly. So what I've done to beef it up is, besides adding this, is I've also put right here, yeah, there we go, some more 2x4 by 1/8 wall. I've got 4 of them. I've got one there, one right there, one right there, and one right there. So just kind of put them in equally distant. You can see what I've done too is I've taken that little flimsy 12 gauge formed angle that's right there, and I just cut like a 2-inch section out of it, and then put the 2x4 in there, tacked it in, and then tacked the angle back to it. So, and again, this is all just tacked together. I've got to come back and do some finish welding on it. It's I was going to try to do some more, welding today, but it's been pretty windy out here, so I thought, well, maybe I'll wait until the wind dies down. But right here where the opening is for the wheels, I'm going to have some new fenders fabricated, and I started to go ahead and have them made, but then I thought, well, just in case I get something off a little bit as I'm welding these on, if I get something off 1/4 of an inch or something, then it won't fit. So I figured I'd wait until I get all this stuff tacked up, and then I'd remeasure it and draw up the fenders, so it'd be a better fit. So I'll have to get those. Maybe I can have those by next weekend. Still got a lot to do. As you can see, the frame is still pretty raggedy looking actually. I've got to, once I get all the welding done, I've got to grind the welds, put some primer on it. After I get the primer on it, I'm going to, I've left this wire, I don't know if you can see this wire here going to these trailer brakes right here on this back axle. I've kind of left this wire just hanging because I'm going to use that to test those brakes, make sure those are fully operational, and probably end up replacing some parts on them once I pop that off and check the bearings and pack the bearings and stuff like that. I'll probably maybe buy some new shoes or something for those brakes. We'll see. I'm sure they probably need it. But anyway, just wanted to give you a quick update on what I've got done on this thing. It's going to be a lot beefier now. without adding a whole lot of weight. I probably, by the time I add the two fenders on there and what I've got on here now, I'm probably adding maybe a couple 100 pounds, not a whole lot. And with this only being a 16-foot frame, it shouldn't take much to keep it under the 5,000 pounds, or right around 5,000. I think that'd be good. I've got two 3,500-pound axles, so need to try to make sure I watch the weight. Since I'm modeling everything up in the 3D software, I can do the mass properties and find out what stuff weighs, and kind of as I'm designing it, I can kind of keep a running total of the weight so that I know not to go overboard with that. One other thing I wanted to show you is what I did here. Like I said, I cut those little pieces off, but I kept a couple of them and tried to clean them up, and what I did is I kind of tacked them in right here, kind of boxed this in to, I just had to cut 4 inches off and just try to box that in to make that a little stronger also, because that whole front piece, as you can see, that was nothing more than a piece of 12 gauge cold roll steel formed over to make like a little channel, 5 by 1.5 inches, I think is what it is. But anyway, I think it's going to be plenty strong enough now, and just got a lot more work to do. And you know, with it being out here in the driveway, I have to hope the weather cooperates too, so I can get it out here and get it done. But anyway, it's been a pretty good day today. Hadn't been too god-awful hot, and like I said, had a good breeze, but so it was good for felt good while I was tacking this thing together. But you know, I kind of wanted the wind to die down a little bit before I start doing the welding on it. So anyway, that's just a quick update for this one. Okay, that's going to do it for this video. I hope you are liking my little tiny house build so far. Like I said, not a whole lot going on just yet, but it'll get there. Just this is going to be the part that takes the longest, getting the frame ready to go and painted and everything. But anyway, if you haven't already subscribed to my YouTube channel, please subscribe and follow along. You get to see the progress. I'll post a video usually not every week, well, sometimes it's every week, every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks, something like that, just whenever I get around to making one, and when I've got something worth showing. But anyway, thanks for watching, thanks for all the new subscribers, and we'll talk to you next time.